AI is moving so fast, it's almost dizzying. And it's not some far-off future thing anymore. It's already here, and it's making its way into our classrooms. So the big question is, are we on the edge of a genuine revolution in how we learn, or are we facing a massive risk we're not even ready for? Let's get into it.
For more than 100 years, the basic setup for school has been pretty much the same. You've got one teacher, one lesson, and maybe 30 kids in a room, all with totally different brains and ways of learning. And you know how that goes, right? This one-size-fits-all model, well, it means some kids are bored out of their minds and others are just struggling to keep.
Okay, but what if we could just smash that model? What if every single student could have a learning experience that was tailored perfectly for them? One that pushes them, it doesn't crush them, and maybe even connects with their learning to things they actually care about. Now that is the huge, grand promise of AI in our schools. So let's start with the biggest, most personal piece of this promise, the idea that we could have a tutor for every single child. This is a tool that could completely change the game for each and every student.
You know Sal Khan from Khan Academy? He really nailed this. When stuff like ChatGPT first dropped, everyone's first thought was, oh no, kids are just going to cheat. But Khan's point is, look, if you put the right guardrails in place, AI isn't about getting a quick answer. It's a tool that can actually guide a student to the answer the right way. So how would this actually work in practice? Okay, so picture this. A student staring at an algebra problem, totally stuck. Now, instead of just spitting out the answer, an AI tutor can look at their work and figure out the real problem. Maybe they never quite got, least common multiples or something. The AI can instantly give them a little mini lesson on that one thing right then and there. The student gets unstuck and they can move on without ever waiting for help.
And get this, it's not just a one-and-done thing. Over time, the AI actually builds a whole profile for that student. So if it knows a kid is obsessed with basketball, boom, suddenly their math problems are about player stats. It figures out their reading level and adjusts how it explains things. It's creating a learning journey that's truly personal, and because of that, way more effective.
Okay, so that's the student side of things, and it's pretty incredible, right? But what about the teachers? The idea here isn't to replace teachers, no way. It's to give them superpowers. Just think about what a massive shift this could be. Right now, teachers are drowning in paperwork, grading, all that admin stuff. What if AI could just take a huge chunk of that off their plate? It would free them up to focus on the stuff that only humans can do. Mentoring, inspiring curiosity, and actually building those connections with their students.
Sal Khan really wants us to picture this. Imagine every single teacher having their own tireless, energetic, creative teaching assistant. Think about how much more time that would mean for one-on-one help, for sparking real creativity, and just for managing the emotional life of a classroom. The human stuff, that becomes the main job again, not the thing you squeeze in between paperwork.
Okay, so that's the amazing, optimistic vision. But, and this is a huge but, it comes with some serious risks. And with AI in education, these risks are really deep and really complicated.
And the whole thing kicks off with something called the black box problem.
So what does that even mean for a classroom? Let's say an AI flags a student as struggling. Okay, why? How did it decide that? If the AI is a black box, we can't see its reasoning. It's just a decision. We can't check it for mistakes, and even more importantly, we can't check it for hidden biases that might be baked right into the code.
And once you have that black box, a whole bunch of other worries just spill out. First, data privacy. These systems are collecting tons of sensitive info on our kids. Then there's bias. If the training data is biased, the AI will be too, maybe even worse. And probably the biggest one, AI has zero emotional intelligence. It can't give a kid a high five or notice when they're having a bad day. It just doesn't have that empathy that's so critical for a child's development.
And look, this data privacy thing, it's not just some what-if scenario. Data breaches in schools shot up by 37% just last year alone. That's a huge deal, and it really shows you the responsibility we have to protect this information as these tools get used more and more. So, when you peel it all back, this whole debate about AI in schools, it's not really about the tech. It forces us to ask a really fundamental question. What is the point of school anyway? You see, for a really long time, we've had these two competing ideas about what education is supposed to do. On one hand, you have the market-driven idea. School is about getting a skill to get a job. It's job training, basically, to make you an efficient worker. And on the other hand, you have what's called a liberal education, which is all about creating an independent mind and preparing you to be a free citizen.
And just to be super clear, Liberal education has nothing to do with politics, left or right. It's all about giving people the tools to think for themselves. Reason, logic, a healthy dose of skepticism. It's designed to teach you how to think, not what to think. And let's be honest, that is probably our best defense against all the misinformation out there.
And that right there brings us to the final, massive question we have to answer. AI is just a tool. A ridiculously powerful one, sure, but still a tool. So what are we going to tell it to do? Are we going to use it to build super efficient little workers? Or are we going to use it to free up our amazing human teachers to do the hard work of building good citizens, people who can think and reason and connect with each other? Honestly, the path we pick here isn't just going to shape our schools. It's going to shape our whole society.